Hi, Steve.
Hello, Jen.
It's so good to see you. Um,
Likewise.
I wanted to talk today about, I needed to kind of share with you my experience through this whole process as an extrovert, and I would love to get your input as an introvert, because I feel like my experience might be very different from yours, or in my mind, it probably is. And so I just wanted to kind of see what your experience has been. I'm sure we have a lot of introverts and extroverts out there that are having a whole different processing of what we're going through. Um,
Exactly. You know what's so interesting to me about this is before I really define some of the experiences that I have as introversion or extroversion, we talk a lot about behavioral style, but I
mhm,
think about some of the discomforts I've had along the way that are directly related to being an introvert versus an extrovert. And
mhm,
now that I've identified those experiences as such, it's
mhm.
really helpful for me to work more effectively with people that are different from me.
Yeah, I think the knowledge is so powerful to know, and this is a measure of personality. It's a measure on the Big Five or the Myers-Briggs, either one, if you take either one, and it's a scale, so people can go from introversion to extroversion on either side of it, and you might be somewhere in the middle. And so you have moderate introverts that have a lot of extroverted tendencies, but tend to zero in on the introvert side, and vice versa. I'm pretty strong on the extroverted side, which means I get a lot of my energy from outside interaction and communication with others. And so I derive a lot of energy from that. As my day goes on, or the longer I'm in a conversation, my energy starts to increase versus decrease. And I know it's different on the introverted side.
Right, exactly. Well, I don't think I'm moderate either. You mentioned
Really.
the fact that you're kind of off to one side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very comfortably off to the other side. I think which makes our working relationship so interesting
Mm-hmm.
is that generally I'm that morning person. When we first start a session together, I'm on my game, I'm ready to rock. And by mid-afternoon, I'm leaning on the Shirkani because I need a little extra oomph just to get through the rest of the afternoon. And it's an energy force that I think
Yeah.
you touched on a little bit ago that we derive our energy from different places. And I think it's really awakened me as we've worked together with such different experiences in terms of what energizes us.
It's so funny because I have noticed, like in the morning before, if we're having breakfast or coffee before we start our day, you pretty much dominate the whole conversation. And it's pretty spontaneous, like it's just a random flow of things. And I'm just like, And then lunchtime, I am like all talkative, and you're like, So it works out good. We balance each
Yeah.
other out.
Well,
But
and I'm trying to be more conscious of the fact that I know I can irritate you big time by being so chatty in the morning, but I really have to put the brakes on because it's such a natural thing for me to just like roll
And
first
honestly,
thing in
though,
the
I kind of
afternoon.
appreciate, because in the mornings I don't have the energy to carry the conversation. And I do appreciate that you do. And so it's comfortable for me and it
Yeah,
eases me into the day
yeah.
instead of having to just go cold turkey right into high interaction. So I actually do appreciate that. And when this first quarantine started, I was so envious of the introverts. I will tell you, I was like, oh, the introverts are going to think this is just great. They're not going to mind this at all. And I'm the one who's going to end up just dying on the vine over here, not having interaction with people in a live
Yeah.
capacity.
Well, and I think, there is something magical about solitude in terms of our ability to deliberately practice things that we wouldn't normally do on a day-to-day basis when there's so much energy going on around us with other people. So
Mhm.
I think it's a tremendous opportunity for both introverts and extroverts to really expand their knowledge of what their experience is when working alone? What are the things I can learn about myself and the way I lead others that I may not have the opportunity to do when I'm constantly surrounded by the activities of people in person?
Are you enjoying this time?
I really honestly am. Yes. And I think it's a
I
lot
thought you
about
would.
structure and discipline.
hmm it's funny because I was looking at introverts and extroverts online, and I found a neurological study that shows that activity in the introverted brain is much more active than in the extroverted brain. Um, so you already have apparently more brain activity than I do, and I can tell you I'm feeling the most unmotivated right now. I think that's my overwhelming motivation or emotion I'm feeling is I'm totally unmotivated. And the videos help. And, you know, we both work from home normally. So I think we're somewhat used to a
Yeah.
bit of a solitary environment. But I've really noticed the not being out with you in person and with Angela and with the team and with the clients and having that spontaneous conversation is the thing that's gotten to me the most.
Yeah. You know, I always feel like it's a little bit of a mini therapy session when we have these conversations. And it's just kind of nice to be able to share some of these thoughts with others. I think because our styles with respect to introversion and extroversion are so different, I think that people even that are more moderate with respect to those categories are going to find some of this dialogue interesting.
Well, thanks for your time. I just wanted to kind of check in and see if your experience was much different than mine. It sounds like you're not minding this time off so much.
All right.
Okay.
Well, to be continued.
Yes.
You know where to find me.
Okay. I might just pop in on you.
There you go.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay, bye.